Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. I'm Cher. Today's going to be another travel vlog. We're going to show you kind of what our typical summer looks like. This is our favorite time of year when we aren't dealing with the stress and the rigor of the school year. It can be so demanding. So I just love the freedom of summer. I tend to just do a bunch of day trips with my kids a lot of times as we live in Florida and there's so many fun things to do. That's going to be today's episode. I'm just going to be bringing you along, showing you what our typical summer is like to some of our local places. So this is kind of local travel, but some of the fun and adventures we get into, some local state parks, beach. Today we are heading to Wild Adventures for my son's birthday. So come on along, hit the subscribe if you love travel and beauty. You will see a lot of both of those things on my channel. So let's go hop in and go for an adventure. So as I mentioned, we headed out to Wild Adventures theme park to continue celebrating my son's birthday. So Wild Adventures is in Valdosta, Georgia, which is about an hour and a half from where we live in Tallahassee. Still local enough to us that we go there pretty frequently. That's kind of the closest theme park to us. And we're going to be kind of taking you with us, giving you a little tour of what it looks like. It's not a graveyard, I promise, but it's a graveyard right outside the front entrance here. So the original plan was I was bringing two of my son's friends to the parks and their parents or guardians with them. It turned out that one could not make it at the last minute, and so we had some tickets still left, and so the whole family went, and then we're meeting one of his friends and their parents there, and so we kind of did the park together with them. And here we are coming in. Wild Adventures has a lot of really fast rides, also some kiddie rides, but it also has a lot of wild safari type animals. All right, we're here. Wild Adventures. Going for some Wild Adventures and Wild Adventures. At the very front of the park, you do have some kind of younger roller coaster rides. One used to be called Go Bananas, and you really feel like you're about to fall off the cliff. But they do have a pretty good mix of roller coasters, some that are really intense and some that are intermediate and some kiddie ones. Well, it is thundering, so a lot of stuff's closed when we got here. So we're gonna eat first. We're sitting here chilling, waiting for food. It's a very, very, very bad review if you were getting a Groupon with the dining pass. Don't do it. It was such a cluster. I about went off on some people. Yeah, so be aware that if you get the dining pass with your tickets built in, you do not get to choose exactly what meals you want. You get to choose from like 2 at each place, and there's only certain spots where you can use this. You get 1 meal a day and a couple of snacks, and then you can refill your drink and use that all day. You can even bring it back to the park another time and reuse it. And keep in mind, they do not allow you to bring straws to protect the animals. Oh, he's in the very back. Have fun! Oh, he's looking at me. That's cute. So the park has what's called this safari train, and it's where you go around almost like an African safari type experience, and you get to see a lot of different animals. So the park is really big on the wildlife and touring a lot of Florida's animals, but also adventurous roller coasters and rides as well.
Everybody wave to the humans. They may be moving a little slowly, but they do get more active around feeding times. Next on our journey is the apiary on your left, which houses some of our more colorful birds, including the scarlet ibis, including pumpkin and white crows, pigeons, and bumblebee. The bright bluebirds are Victoria crown pigeons. They have unique crests on their heads, bright red eyes, and a native ginger kid. You may also see our Canada goose that has taken some down. The first animals you come probably noticed are the white fallow deer. The males have large antlers, which they will lose and grow each year. During mating season, the males like to show off to the females by dancing around and making a lot of female ostriches. Ostriches have very small brains. In fact, their eyeballs. Be sure to take part in the many different shows we have to offer that give you the chance to get up close and personal and stuff. Remember to take all of your personal belongings with you as you exit the customs. Thank you for riding.
And the tiger sleeping there, they do offer a lot of animal shows as well. And then they also have the Splash Island side as well. This is a really fun water park, and if you get season tickets, it's a great place to come and just hang out almost the entire summer because there's so much to do here. They have the lazy river ride. They've got lots of tall water slides as well as a more intermediate kiddie section too. So this is something that a lot of my friends and locals around us will do, is get season passes for the summer or the year. And in the summertime, just come to the water park twice a week or so because it's so close to our house and our home that we can just come hang out here for the summer, and it is a water thing for the kids to do.
That doesn't mean what you think.
So next we're heading over to Wakulla Springs State Park on another day. This is about 45 minutes from our home. I actually do weddings here a lot with my wedding makeup, but it is a state park that is a complete gym right in our backyard. We come here a lot for picnics and parties. This is the inside of the Art Deco style lodge that was built by Edward Ball, who owned all of this land and bought it. He was a millionaire. And here is Old Joe. He's kind of a legend alligator that roamed this area. He was actually quite gentle and never hurt a human before. But one day he was tragically found killed, and it was very sad, but he was like the biggest and most photographed alligator around. There's also a little ice cream area and a souvenir shop, a really fun place to visit. And on a recent visit the last week, we stopped for ice cream first, enjoyed a big soft pretzel as well, and then we headed over to the water area where we went swimming. So all of the springs in Florida usually are very cold. This one is at 69 degrees, but it feels like ice when you get in. I can't believe it's only 69. That's the lodge up there, but beautiful area. They have boat rides. They've got the high dive that a lot of kids love to jump off of, and some of the floating docks out here. There's definitely alligators all in the waters, but they usually don't mess with swimmers, especially during the daytime. Very popular place to come. We went for a boat tour. We're going to bring you along. This used to be the glass bottom boat back when I was in about middle school or so, but the waters have been pretty murky, so they got rid of them. They are hoping to bring them back because they've been really trying to work on water restoration. But we're going to go for a tour on it and bring you along.
So let's go for a boat ride on the Wakulla River. Alright folks, we're off to see the lizard. Now 500 years ago when the first Spaniards came to Florida, they were very impressed with our alligator. The letters, their journals, the accounts they wrote back to Spain were full of references to what they called the lizard. In Spanish, the word for lizard is legetro. And if you want to say the lizard in Spanish, you say el legetro. And if you say el legetro really fast, you say alligator. And I'll bet before this trip's over, we're going to see a cormorant pop up with a fish in it. Now over on our right, there's a cattle egret, right next to the water. And right next to it is a little dark colored bird with a bright candy corn colored bill. That's a little common.
So this is the Wakulla River, and there's also the St. Mark's River. They all feed around this area, kind of a tri-river system. There are alligators all through these waters, as well as manatees. It is one of the most wild and pristine areas in Florida, and we are so lucky it is so close to home. We got big gators along here too, and we learned a lot about these gators on this boat tour. This is a structure built by Edward Ball over here with a train line and still around today. And here are beautiful manatees passing by us. So special to have manatees so close by right here in our backwoods. So we actually used to have a pontoon boat, and we'd come down here on this water all the time. This is where we kept our boat. Tons of alligators along here. This is why they don't have kayakers along this river, and it is a very bad idea to swim in here as well. I do know people who do it though. And then here is where the famous Tarzan, as well as the Black Lagoon, and many other movies were filmed along in here because it has that jungle-like appearance. And a star who played as an actor in the Black Lagoon, he got his start here as a lifeguard at Wakulla Springs and started to act in the movie Play here. He recently spread his ashes back here at Wakulla Springs. So special. So that's everything from Wakulla Springs. Now just a few clips from our favorite beach that we love to come to. This is about an hour from our house, just south of us, and we pretty much live here every summer, called Shell Point Beach. Not many people know about it, and we kind of like it that way. It has just enough people for my son to play with, but still a little secluded as well. And then finally, there's Maclay State Park, which is in Tallahassee where we live, only about 10 minutes from our house, and we pretty much live here as well. This is where we come to have a lot of picnics, reunions, you name it, and beautiful waters, definitely full of alligators here as well, but there is a swimming area. My son loves to play here, sometimes with friends, and I just chill along the side here and get my work done on my phone, and it is the best way to spend our summers. All of our state parks around here do have lifeguards on patrol as well, and there's a lot of picnic facilities and places to meet up with folks, and there's also a lot of kayakers that come here, the kayaking club. It is just a really lovely area and one of our favorite places to come hang out. Now there's a lot of wildlife as well. We definitely have had to get out of the waters many times for the alligators that swam by. There's also big giant snakes, and I am not a snake fan at all, but it is really beautiful, so I still can't help but be drawn to this area, and this is another local summer favorite that we pretty much hang out at. This is where you can find us every summer. This and the pool, just great places to bring kids though. And there are of course also bathroom facilities, and around the corner here is also a playground. So a wonderful idea for things to do with the kids. State parks is the way to go, and we are so blessed that we have so many of them with beautiful views here in Florida. I plan to try to bring you guys to more of our state parks in the future, so be on the lookout for that. There's also beautiful nature trails, hiking trails, but again, alligators everywhere here in Florida. So there have actually been small dogs, even recently, just maybe a few months ago, who were on these trails right here, and their dog got eaten. I mean, those alligators, they come out of the blue and they snap, and small children or small dogs, they're gone. So I don't really recommend it because these beautiful waters definitely hide some beautiful dangers. Okay guys, I'm gonna wrap it up here. I wanted to bring some of this to you on my separate travel channel, but it's getting to be a little much, so I'm bringing it here for now. So if you like this kind of content, you like my travel, make sure you stick around, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Bye.